Amanda, so today continuing on the showcases for the brand new 9th anniversary 1000-year Blood War units. Last night we did try out the new Sergeant, a meta-changing Brave Battle unit. Recommend checking out that showcase if you haven't already done it. But for today's video, we're here to look at a controversial unit, more so due to the lack of a certain skill. We'll talk about that in a second. But we do have the new 1000-year Blood War Soi Fon. This is a character that I've been looking forward to, but I didn't think I would ever summon for her because I always assumed she'd be paired in a 2-character banner with her and BG9. And honestly, as much as I want those 2 characters together in a banner, I don't think it would have sold it on me. But having her paired with 2 equally cool characters, Holo Bankai Toshiro, Human Sergeant, yeah, that overall made me more excited for the unit, more excited for the banner more so. Now, as always, what I like to do when it comes to remakes like this, it's very interesting looking at the old and new model. Obviously, the new model looks a lot better, albeit she does look a lot more white. Super white when compared to the old unit, right? But it's also cool seeing some of these differences in how the anime and also Caleb adapted the manga material. In this case, Soi Fon has like purple Shunko, which truth be told, I kind of prefer. But the form itself, the MUKYU Shunko part more so, is completely different with how Caleb originally adapted it and how Perry adapted it. Obviously, there's also a few differences with the clothing. More so the middle part, I definitely do prefer the new one. Her thong is different, it's white instead of now black. And also there's definitely a lot more definition on the side, I will be honest. Also the new model has the Zanpakuto in the back, which I think looks really cool. By the way, it's the first time we've seen her Zanpakuto sheathed like that, and I think it adds a bit more design to her overall model. I really do like this character with the way she turned out. With that in mind though, Soi Fon itself is a power super captain with the human killer plus ability. So no double killer like the other 2 captains in the banner, but she is the only character in the banner to have killer plus. So it does seem now like the pattern is if for big banners like end of year anniversary, you're either going to have 2 killers or you're going to have an enhanced killer. In Soi Fon's case, she has an enhanced killer where instead of doing 20% more damage to human enemies, she's now doing 40% more damage to human enemies. When it comes to the sword trait, because that's definitely important, she does have a 14% recharge, because if you actually look at the skills that she does have, when at full stamina, she also does get an extra 6% recharge, so 20% recharge built in, and that's going to be important due to the fact that this character's SA2 is a boost move. One special part about it is that she does come with 3 enemies defeated bonuses. All 3 of them, in my opinion, are good, and it's finally nice to see a character with good enemies defeated bonuses, other than Yuhabak, who came out at the end of the year. In this case, though, after 20 defeats, she does recover your team's stamina by 20% in between stages. After 40, you get 30% more damage at full stamina. And then after 60, and this is like the craziest part, she does have strong attack recharge in between stages. Now, this is to any character. Doesn't matter about their attribute, doesn't matter about their affiliation. If you are in the team, your recharge is going to be recovering in between stages. And that's going to be really good, potentially meta in every month of Limit Breaker Quest. Now, alongside that, if we have a look at the character skills that she does come with, for starters, she has Frenzy +2, an increased chance to inflict stat ailments against humans, which is really good, by the way. Her stat ailments are paralysis and also weakening, a very powerful combination. Of course, because she does have a team boost SA2, she has Enhancer and also Booster, and when you do inflict the stat ailment, you get an 80% SP boost. She has Debilitator, Havoc, she's immune to paralysis, she also has a good Berserker value, and then again, because it is Shunko Soi Fon, MUKYU Shunko Soi Fon, she is of course going to be very fast. With that, they have given a Long Stride and also Sprinter +2, and remember, Soi Fon as a character naturally has 4 flash steps built in, so she's easily going to be the fastest character in the game. If you scroll up, she also does have an EX attack, and that EX attack is like super fun to use, I will be honest. But essentially, she has everything you want in a character besides one skill, and that has been causing the most drama, controversy with this unit, and that is the lack of guard break, or Marauder, if you want to look at it like that. Now, I didn't really care that much about it. I didn't think it'd be that big of a deal where you want to use her, she's going to be good in, and we're going to test that today. Is the lack of guard break really that big of a deal? People's reactions to this character not getting guard break was the same reaction to MUKYU not getting Frenzy, which I kind of get it. Guard break has basically been a standard skill for the last like 3 years, and it does feel weird for a character to not have guard break, but we're going to find out in today's video, is it really that big of a deal? Let's find out. Actually, before we do, of course, for the showcase, we are using a Lieutenant's Badge, Artisanal T-Set, Fortification Pill, with recharge and strong attack damage at full stamina, recharge and strong attack damage, and then also recharge and full stamina damage. Bonus abilities, keep it simple, SP, and also full stamina damage boost. Right, so let's see how she does perform, right? So you definitely want to start off using your SA1 and hopefully do get a status proc, right? Thus far, you're definitely going to notice the guard break. It is definitely going to be a weird one, but it probably won't matter in the grand scheme of things. I guess we're going to see here, right? Having to use a few extra strong attacks. I'm very curious how she is going to, how fast she can potentially clear his quest. Because Kenpachi and Gremi were able to clear it in like, you know, very easily, like almost sub 1 minute. Even at 1-5, but the difference, of course, is that they have Frenzy plus 3. Soi Fon and eventually when we showcase Toshiro only have Frenzy 2, so it is going to be a tad bit different for them. But one thing I do want to say that I actually love about this character is, of course, that SA1, right? It is a lunge forward, but it's the best lunge in the entire game. An attack that we haven't seen since basically, what, Flyzen from like 2017? So really nice they did decide to bring that back. Let's use our SA3 there, get the SP boost, and then now let's try and use the EX attack. Did I one-shot? Damn. Damn. That's so, it's, if anything, like, even this character isn't, like, the best character in the game. So he's definitely good enough to be used wherever you want to, right? But that's so cool. That's such a fun EX attack, I will be honest. Let's go here, SA3. Unfortunately, the lack of an SP boost there is what stopped us from actually one-shotting those bosses. If we had the SP boost, we probably would have cleared that entire stage. That felt still good, though. And then let's go here. I think now we've gotten the recharge. Good damage there. SA3, might as well use our Soul Bomb. And of course, we do apply Weakening and Paralysis. It's a very powerful combo. A combo that we haven't seen since, dare I say, Parasol Macy. Now, unfortunately, I believe there is a bug in the game where if you use an EX attack, you do actually get this bugged screen. You still get the reward, but unfortunately, we can't see the clear time. So I'm going to put in the bottom left how fast that run actually was. But let's try that once more. For a reminder, though, we are technically using the character at her worst, right? Because ideally, when it comes to content like this, you do want to have killer. And since Soi Fon is a character that only gets a, you know, an increased chance to inflict stat ailments, you know, she only gets it when she has killer effect, which in this case, she doesn't have killer. So that definitely could be a bit of an issue in the long run. More so than the lack of guard break from what I'm seeing right now. Because when we have our SP boost, we're kind of just chilling. But in a way, it does feel oddly nostalgic, as bad as that might sound, that I'm actually seeing it, you know, guard break. It feels weird. Now, in this case, I didn't even notice. You actually get a sound effect when you get the recharge in between stages. And it looks like we get that in, like, what, our third room. That's honestly not too bad. Let's go hit SA. Okay, unfortunately, I used the EX attack there. It didn't one-shot. I think I used it too far back. But it still did a good amount of damage. I think it one-shot the bosses. Or at least our SA1 did. Again, damage issue is not going to be a problem when against the bosses. Like there, for example, right? Thanks to the fact that we have Long Stride 2. Look at that SA1 range, by the way. Did you see we actually hit Candice there? That's kind of crazy. Strong attacks come back. You love to see it. Let's SA3. One enemy is out of the range. That's fine. That still felt good. That still felt good. If anything, right now, the biggest problem is the lack of the increased chance to inflict stat ailments. Of course, when she is up against humans, she'll be perfectly fine. But one thing I would say, her gameplay is actually definitely very smooth. The lunge, really good lunge, by the way, into a beam is actually quite powerful. At no point are we ever really close to taking damage, especially because it is a Soi Fon at the end of the day. We have 6 flash steps, basically, with Long Stride built in. When you at the very least are up against humans, you're going to be constantly paralyzing and also weakening, and then that EX attack is like super fun. And again, on our screen right now is our clear time. I gotta say though, right, I've been quite vocal about how much I like this new EX attacks that we have been getting, and I love that 4 of the 5 anniversary units all got an EX attack, and each and every one has been like completely different, right? It's been so cool, and Soi Fon's might be one of the coolest ones. Albeit, it's a bit iffy. I will be honest, like, it's a super crazy lunge, but it might just work, honestly. And remember, one thing that I haven't actually pointed out just yet is the recharge that we are getting. Remember, if we are at full stamina, we have that extra recharge. And it's been quite notable with that SA1, given that we're able to spam it more often. So yeah, it looks like going into this room is when we do get the recharge. And then you can see there, the SA2 came back instantly, right? It had 4-second cooldown. But that didn't matter all too much. And the full stamina that we have also does let us do a bit more damage on our normal attacks, which sometimes we might have to do. Now, when is it best to use the EX? Here? Yeah, look at that. That's so sick. And the SA1 finishes up there. Let's go here. SA2 into the 1 and then 3. Unfortunately, no stat, I guess it's expected, right? Yeah, look at the SA1 range. That's why. That is why the Flyzen SA1, now Soi Fon's SA1, is the best lunge in the game because it just has some crazy range to it. Let's solve them now. And then finish up with the 3. What a fun character. What a fun character. That's like the best part about it, right? Super fun. And even at our worst right now, we aren't up against any humans, right? We're still doing pretty good. I can't see the clear time, but I'd say we're clearing with a respectable clear time. And remember, she's a character that more so complements her teammates more so too, boosting their stats by 43%. You're recovering their recharge after 60 kills in between stages, and you're also giving them stamina recovery. She's a very co-op centered unit, Obviously more so for Limit Breaker, but it also does double down as an overall good character in co-op content too. Next up though, let's take it into the Ultimate Awakened Byakuya Epic Raid. I believe he has like 30 plus million HP. We're going to try and solo it. Use Soi Fon. She is getting that 3 times damage output. Keep that in mind. For the build, it's basically the exact same. Only difference now is that we do have 3 familiars giving us 60% Berserker and also 60% more damage at full stamina. So let's see how this does play out. So I'm going to start off instantly using my Soul Bomb just to get a status proc. Damage output there is great. Wow. Let's use our EX attack. Oh, never mind. Damn. Alright then, so let's try that again. So again, we're going to start off using our Soul Bomb right away just to guarantee us a status proc. Then follow up with the 2. We'll use our 3 here. Good damage thus far. Again, SA1 has good back range to it, so you can actually use it without having to like be too close and still able to dodge the attacks. In this case, I don't even want to use the EX attack. I just don't think it's worth it right now. Can we kill the SA1? Yes, we can. Look at that. Not too bad. 28 seconds or 22 seconds or so without even using our EX attack. It's actually quite good, and that's by ourselves. Obviously, we do have the 3 times damage output, but it is still quite respectable. And that's finally we get to see her impose. Yeah, 21 seconds. Honestly, not too bad. Obviously, to no one's surprise, she's going to clear fast. Just be a tad bit careful, maybe hesitant on using that EX attack in any epic raid, especially this one. When the rooms are a lot smaller and you want to use Soi Fon as your main, you might not be able to even do it because you're just going to jetpack across the whole map and get hit in the corners. This time, though, let's open up the lobby to other players, right? In this case, we have 2 Mugetsu, 2 Soi Fon, one of them being me, and then 2 randoms, but that's fine. And I think the goal here is to clear as fast as possible because this epic raid in random lobbies is quite toxic given that there's going to be that one attack that can basically just hurt your entire team. Like, let's go up to the top right. Okay, luckily we cleared as fast, right? That's ideally what you're going to do. Just clear as fast as possible so you don't have to deal with it. Let's use the EX. Okay, we did something. We did something. We'll take it. There we go. So, it looks like the power-only epic raids are going to be super fast anyway. Especially this time around, given that both Mugetsu and Soi Fon are bonuses. Soi Fon's boosting your team's stats, so overall you're going to be absolutely fine. And I feel like I did our team dirty here by using the EX attack. Again, I think ideally, the bug that has been going around is this screen. You still get the rewards. We actually tapped through. Okay, never mind. But we did get a second clear time, super easily done, nice and easy. Next up though, let's take it into Limit Breaker Quest. Now we have made a dedicated video regarding this particular team, so if you want to see the full playthrough of the Limit Breaker Quest, I recommend you guys check out that video. For the most part, we're going to be strictly looking at how she performs. But then again, keep in mind, Soi Fon is a team player, right? One of the best parts about her for potentially any Limit Breaker quest, but especially this one right now, is that she is boosting your team's attack, focus, and defense by 43%. She's allowed him to recover stamina in between stages, and also, most importantly, for the first time ever, allow any character to recover strong attacks in between stages. So her being on the team just makes the overall team significantly more fun. In regards to her performance, keep in mind we are going against humans, which, let's be honest, are probably the most toxic enemies in the entire game, especially the ones that have poise, where they have crazy fast activation times on their attacks. I gotta say though, performance-wise, honestly, very, very fun, and honestly solid too. Lucky for her, despite not having guard break, there's only one type of enemy, again, the poised ones, that do have guard, melee guard in particular, when it comes to the human enemies, so more often than not, you're still able to basically one-shot most of the bosses, most of the enemies more so, and you're seeing the gameplay, we're not struggling whatsoever, right? Her gameplay complements itself very well, she's a very fast character, and her SA1 and SA2 can definitely keep up. The SA2 in particular being a beam I felt was very good for linear maps like this. And if it doesn't kill when there's still another wave, you can quickly flash step to them and finish up with an SA1 or an SA3. One of the best parts about her, and I definitely think she would not be nearly as good if she didn't have this, is of course the weakening and also paralysis, where in this content you can get the benefits of both for the full entire duration. Weakened is nerfed in this game mode like it is in epic raids and also guild quests, where it only lasts a few seconds. In this case, you can take full opportunity, full advantage of the weakening. You can use your normal attacks, where in this case it can do damage. She actually has a 50% full stamina damage boost, right? But those poison enemies can be very toxic and be super annoying to deal with. But in her case with Soi Fon, more often than not, even on one strong attack, you're paralyzing them, you're weakening them. That allows you to do more damage and it allows you to not worry about the enemies that have poise. Like, I kind of forget that these enemies even had poise. There's definitely real potential here of her being the best Limit Breaker character, because having recharge in between stages, having a team heal, and also a boost SA2, you know, there could be potential for her to be used every single month. But the question is, how good is she going to perform outside of this Limit Breaker quest? I was relatively impressed with her gameplay right now, but I will say, I guess, whenever there are going to be technique-only enemies, whenever there are going to be human enemies, even in potentially a different attribute, I feel like Soi Fon's definitely worth taking out just for all the benefits she provides the team. She's a fast character, she has good enough damage output, and of course, the most important part is, of course, going to be those buffs, those utility effects that you can give to your other teammates. Overall, fairly solid performance in Limit Breaker. It's expected she's going to be good in there. That's her bread and butter for the most part. And of course, while we can't showcase in today's video, we are going to try out in Guild Quest, where she's also going to be equally as good in. So in conclusion, what do I think about the new 1000-year Blood War Soi Fon? Well, to no one's surprise, she's a great unit. She's a great unit that does have some problems, let's be honest. While in this gameplay, you'll see that, honestly, the lack of guard break didn't all matter that much. It is still a bit of a problem. There are going to be times where your damage is a tad bit lower than what it should have been if she did have guard break, and I don't want to see more characters in the future not have guard break. It's definitely not something Kayla should be doing. This character, of course, would have been better if she had guard break, but in the grand scheme of things, in practical use, when we showcased her, it didn't matter all too much. We were still even able to clear super fast in Inheritance Trials, where she was performing at her worst, able to get 1 minute and 30 second clear times, 1 minute and 20. When we have one no stat augment on that SA2, that's a bit of a problem too. We don't have an increased chance to inflict stat augments, but we were still able to clear IT in particular super fast. She definitely could have been better had she not had those problems, but again, I don't think it's that big of a deal. If you are using her, just understand those problems and work around it. There's this clip on Reddit, for example, that I do want to use because it is a prime example of why the guard break is an issue, where they used the EX attack and it did no damage because the enemies had guards. Well, in that case, again, don't use the EX attack on enemies that have guard, right? I actually did the exact same thing in my Limit Breaker run, where I used the EX attack and it didn't do much damage because they had guards. What I should have done instead was use the SA1, then the EX attack. And in that case, I would have been able to do more damage and we would have cleared that particular stage a lot faster. She definitely has problems, but you can get around them, and it doesn't stop you from having fun with this very cool unit. Her visuals again look great. It definitely feels like I'm using a MUKYU SHUNKO SOI FON with how fast she actually is. And this is what I expect with a 1000-year Blood War Soi Fon and eventually a Yoruichi. I want Yoruichi to be equally as fast. Again, her strong attack kit does complement her speed, and it is quite noteworthy. Worth getting excited about is that her SA1 is very similar, if not the same, to Flyzen that released back in like 2018. It's the best strong attack launch in the entire game, and it's great to see that return finally after many, many years. So in conclusion, an overall very good unit that has some problems, but that doesn't stop her from being a great unit. Use it in IT, IZ, Epic Raids, Limit Breaker, and of course, we'll showcase it in the future in Guild Quests, in Arena even. Nothing is going to stop you from having fun with this unit, and I think she's actually a very fun unit, and also a powerful one too. So in the comments below, let me know what you like to think about this character. I'm curious to know, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and peace.